It's been a while since we've talked about BBIG. It really hasn't done much in quite some time. But all of a sudden, BBIG has made a major move in the last 3 trading days. What is going on? Taking a look at the chart and all that fun stuff. Talking about the news here on BBIG. Is it ready to squeeze? Gonna break it down here in this video. Let's go. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Happy Martin Luther King Day. The market's closed. Everybody's relaxing. The banks are closed, but most normal people are still working. And if you're off today, well, you probably are a banker or you have a really comfy corporate job. I know I'm here working. It's Monday, baby. Let's get to work. Just because the market's closed does not mean there's not money to be made. Today, we're talking about BBI. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to take a look at the chart and really dive into what is going on. I've talked about BBIG here on the channel before. We had an insane move. I think it was back there last year in 2021 when BBIG went from around $2 to $12, and a lot of people made a lot of money. So let's break down the chart and let's talk about the news here. So first off, the news is that there's a rumor that the Cryptide launch is near. So last year, BBIG Vinco Ventures talked about launching a NFT website. And then this was going to be called Cryptide, where you could launch NFTs through their platform. And then they were going to have an IPO for that as well. And that was going to be a split, or I don't really know exactly how the financials work there, but there's a lot of hype around this. And then also there's a deal with Lomotif as well, which is a social media app that is similar to TikTok. So these were some of the catalysts for BBIG back there in 2021. And now it seems like Cryptide is starting to get some hype once again because there's rumors that they'll be launching it very soon. Looking at the short interest on BBIG, we got a 22.5% short interest on this stock. So also looking here at the Trade Ideas scanner, I want to point this out as well. If you look here at the float on BBIG, you have 121 million shares in the float there. Comparing that to AMC, and if you look here, the short percentage float on Trade Ideas is showing 23%. So it's kind of interesting because there's obviously a lot of short percentage out there. And well, with only 121 million shares in the float, there seems to be a good possibility of a big move here. Because if you compare AMC, AMC has 513 million shares in the float and an 18% short percentage there. Pulling up the chart here on BBIG, you can see back there in September of 2021, the stock had a high of almost $13, $12.50, the high there. It went from $2 all the way up there to $12. It had a 480% move there on this move, and that news came with the idea of them buying Lomotif and then the Cryptide and all the hype and the rumors. And this was also during the meme stock kind of craze as well. So BBIG kind of played into that. Hey, if you guys enjoy these videos, please do me one big favor. I'm just asking you, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about BBIG? Does it have potential to go to the moon? Let me know in the comments below. But if you look at the chart, it's had a history of making some big pops and then dropping back down. And you can see there in June of 2021, before that big breakout, it was really in an overall downtrend for quite some time here. Downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. Got down here to a low of almost $2 and then rocketed all the way up there to $12. So if we kind of look at this the same way, and we see that there's obviously a major kind of downtrend ever since that recent high. We did have a little bit of a breakout here. We got to be kind of thinking about that. But if we kind of look like this in terms of overall downtrend, the stock was trending lower for quite some time. So now here in 2022, what is the play? So you can see like on Tuesday, the volume just kind of normal. We got a big spike in volume, almost triple the volume there on Wednesday, and then another big spike in volume, and then another big spike in volume there on Friday. And that's always something very bullish to see because we want to see volume coming in. That's supporting the price. That is telling us that there is demand. The supply is getting eaten up and the stock price is heading higher. So from 240 up there to 440 on Friday. And what will happen now? Where could it go from here? The big question really comes down to the news. If some actual news comes out on this stock that is like it's a real kind of catalyst, a real reason for the stock to move, well, then we could get really excited and we could see a major move from here. This 440 area, looking at resistance wise, what we have going on, I would say $5 obviously is going to be resistance here. We got that $5 level, and then we got this like 520, 530 level. So we'll just say like right between here, we'll just say this 520 area would be our next area of resistance here on BBIG. We have a few gaps in the chart back there as well. But if we look at the bigger picture, really looking at this, where is our resistance? And I would say after $5, really $9 area would be our next resistance here on the daily chart. If we're looking at it like this, we're looking daily chart, and then we're looking at 1250 as kind of the next resistance there for the squeeze. So if we break through 520, I think $9 is very possible, depending on the overall price action, depending on the volume, depending on the news. If we get some really good news, BBIG can really go to the moon here. The problem is, we saw back there in October kind of a similar move. We had, a move from the $5 level up there to $9. It got denied, and it smacked back down and then sold off down to the $2 level. One thing, like I said, one thing that I like about this is that it's touched that $2 level so many times now that there's something obviously going on support-wise at $2. Now, I would much rather be buying at $4 with the idea that there's at least support at $2 because, that's only a 50% loss. But, I mean, if I'm buying up here at $9 thinking there's only support down there at $2, that's a much bigger loss. So, really it comes down to really kind of seeing what happens tomorrow. I can sit here all day long and put lines on charts and talk about the stock going higher and talk about all the reasons it's going to go higher and make up, thesis and all of that. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to what's going to happen when if news comes out, if real news comes out, if the rumors are true, they're going to actually do something here, well, then it could get something really exciting and we could really see a big move here. If we don't get the news, there could still be some hype and we can still get a push, up to that $5 level. It'll be interesting. I guess the news is supposedly supposed to come on Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly why. I mean, who knows? But, everyone's got a theory when it comes to this. And at this point in the world that we're living in, when there's theories, when there's hypothesis, when there's ideas, sometimes you just got to look at play into those. So for me personally, I'm definitely going to be watching BBIG at open on Tuesday. If you don't have this one on your watch list, you might be missing out, especially after what's been going on already. And I think this big, huge spike in volume is something to definitely keep an eye on. You can see back there in August, September, when that big spike in volume started to come in there, we saw a major move here on this stock. So BBIG, I think it's got all of the ingredients for a squeeze. We've got a previous runner. People know the name. People have traded it before. People know that it, can go parabolic when it goes parabolic. So it just takes the right news, takes the right volume, it takes the right hype, and BBIG could really go to the moon here. So like always, please do your own research. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. And obviously, this is not financial advice. This is just kind of what I'm looking at and what I'm thinking right now. Personally, as an amateur investor, what am I kind of thinking for Tuesday morning? Definitely going to be keeping a close eye on BBIG. And if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and all those buttons down below. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about BBIG? Will it squeeze? Will it go to the moon?